80% of my life I lived in this place before I went out to search for greener pasture. Because this place is not a place that gives you a lot of promises. To live in abject poverty is not something encouraging. You know, I wouldn't wish this kind of life that I was living as at that time, even to my worst enemy, because it is not normal. I mean, first of all, it's a privilege to come back here again because it has always been my routine. After the season, I always come back here to see some familiar faces and also trying to reminisce on how everything started here with my family, with myself, the struggle, you know, the agony, the pain. But to be able to come back here and also give back to where I grew up from is a real privilege for me. And I do this now like since I became a pro, because this place is not a place that gives you a lot of promises. You have to really fight to earn what you deserve. And just like everyone knows, my success story won't be complete without mentioning Olusegun, and most importantly, you know, this street, because this is where I grew up from. This is where a lot of things happen, a lot of shame, but I'm happy that God really put His grace on me to be able to actualize my, you know, my lifelong dream of becoming a professional player. And I'm happy to be here, to be also among these people, because this has been my backbone in terms of my support system. Because all of them that you see here, they really go out for me, and I'm grateful, because it's not easy to become a pro and have a lot of thousands of people from where you grew up from, you know, to support you so massively. So for me, it's really a great privilege. I don't know. I'm the last born, so as long as I can remember. But I was so young when my mom passed away, and then my father died in 2020. I think it's been a long time. I won't be able to say some specific time, because I think according to my dad, we only had the firstborn when they moved into this place, and then he had 6 here. So I think 80% of my life I lived in this place before I went out to search for greener pasture. So everything and almost everyone here that I grew up with, I know their names. So this place is still part of me and will always be part of me. First of all, it was two, and then the hardship became even more harder, and then we moved to one. So the 7 children alongside my mom and dad stay in one room upstairs, and then my brother moved away to also search for his own greener pasture, and then it was 6 of us, and my sister, blessing, got an admission at a university, and then she moved, so it was like 5 of us. And one of my sister also got married, so she left. So apparently it was just like me, my elder sister Joy, my cousin Favor, and then the mom, and yeah, and my dad, because my mom passed away already. So we're the ones staying here. And then I also moved to Abuja to start my career, and they were the one living here before we moved to Ogba. That is the room. That's the kitchen. And that's the toilet.
Very space my office.
Yeah, I lost her here. We got the news here. I think a week after she traveled to the village, we got the news, and it was so devastating, because she's been one of our backbone in the family. So for us, it's really like, how should I put it? a massive loss for us, not just for my siblings and I, but also for the husband. But she was like really supportive to us, our husband. So it was really a great loss. But we all come together to make sure that we strive hard to to continue from where she stopped in terms of being there for us, in terms of feeding, school and everything. But it was not easy. It was really tough. But no, grateful to God for His sufficient grace. I think for many of the people that know me, even though it's not football, I think I would be a success. To be honest, because I have this vision, this idea of where I want to be in the next 10 years, 15 years, as at that time. But the situation of where I grew up from was not really encouraging. Because just like me and a few others here that will play football together, there are a bunch of talent in this little community. So for me, after the close down the field, it's like a lot of dreams died. But me, I couldn't allow my own to be tampered with. So I have to move out, going out different location to train, to play. But just like I said again, nothing was promised. And then I had to leave football for a few years just to do some kind of jobs, to fetch water for a lot of people up there and do some kind of stuff. But I think for me, it was just football that I knew that I was gonna do. So after I moved to SS3, I just took the risk. You know what? I'm done with school. I just want to focus on what I know how to do best and just invest my time and my energy into it. But I wouldn't advise the younger generation coming up to take this risk because it's like 60-40 or it's like 80-20 or something like that. So for me, it's just a gamble that I took upon myself, and I'm really happy that it turned out well. I'm still learning. And most of the things that I learn now that I know as an adult, not everything I learned in school. There are some kind of life lesson, you encounter through life journey. So for me, to be an amazing thing to also try to get, like a degree in which I'm still considering, because football is not like you won't play it for so long, probably 20, 25 years, and then you're done. So in as much as I have a lot of things to fall back to when I'm done, I think it's still important for me to set a standard, to set, like example to the younger generation that even though you dropped out due to some kind of challenges you're having or something, you can always go back to school because the school is always going to be there. Yeah, of course, of course. To live in abject poverty is not something encouraging. It's really not something encouraging. It's something you have to wake up every morning, know that the roof over your head is not yours, and anytime you can get kicked out or something like that. So on the street, you're seeing it's been shame upon shame, and just anything you can actually think of. A lot of people that grew up here, that are still here, they know what I'm trying to say. And then for my family, is no exception. But to be honest, I have, there are some amazing neighbors that I have here before, some of them here now, that have been helpful in terms of giving us food. Me in particular, there's a lady that used to sell some stuff here, biscuit and sweet, used to give my father credit like for months until he has, money to pay back. So for me, I think I realized that this is not the kind of life I want for myself. This is not the kind of life I want for my family. I wouldn't wish this kind of life that I was living as at that time, even to my worst enemy, because it is not normal. Because you don't know where your next meal is going to come from. So at a young age, I have to go out there to struggle, to do a lot of things, a lot of job legally that you can think of. Wake me at 5 in the morning, that there's a job there, you always see me there. Because I find pleasure in doing all these things. So for me, it's really a great privilege, and to be honest, I'm grateful for the kind of hood that I came from. A hood where nothing is promised, so you have to fight to achieve whatsoever you want to achieve. It depends on how you want to rule your life. This has been the point. This has been the exact point. Because why? Because a lot of them know me. They know how my family live. They know how all of us live. You understand? Mostly my father when the wife passed away. So I made it out of the trenches because I feel like this is even more than like a trenches. So for me, it's always good to come back, to be there in person, to show them that if I if I leave this place to be the person that I am today, to become a household name, I think for me it's important to come here and make sure that the kids have hope, regardless of whatsoever I'm going to give them, whatsoever amount of money that I can give to them. But I want them to know that there is a hope. There's a hope in everything. Just have to keep believing. Just have to keep on praying, mostly for grace, mostly for God protection, and then does do your job, what you know how to do best. Work so hard, and I think God will always come through. It was overwhelming. Not even out of the country. When I was leaving this place and then I was going to Abuja, because this is where I grew up. This is where I live almost 80% of my life. This is where I grew up. I'm familiar with this place. You know, it's a Yoruba land. So this is where I grew up. I speak their language. I'm familiar with a lot of their cultures. So when I was even leaving this place to go to Abuja, I didn't even want to go. I didn't want to leave because this has been my comfort zone. This has been my comfort zone. And then I realized that you have to go out there. You have to leave your comfort zone to make a name for yourself, to achieve whatsoever you've set for yourself. So for me, this is one of the main reasons why I used to come here. I used to be around them, spend some time with them to make sure that they see me as a hope, you know, because it's a miracle in my life. It's God that just did it for me. It's not because I'm the most talented or whatsoever, but the way I work so hard and I put God first, it's impossible for me not to make it. I don't know, almost like I haven't been to like almost everywhere. I'm in Lagosian. I grew up here, you know, but in terms of this place, it's like you have 2, 3, or 4 routine, you know, as a kid or as an adult growing up, you know, to go to school from Monday to Friday, then Saturday, Sunday you're free. As I became an adult, I realized that it's just like you sleep probably at 1 or 2 o'clock, and then you wake up at 12. You relax a bit. Sometimes you come outside of your front of your house, you chill, you speak about some certain things, and then in the night we have where you know we used to meet. We used to speak about mostly football because in this place we love football a lot. And then there's a place over there where we used to watch football a lot. And then when we were watching it after the game is done, there's a place also where we go to argue. You know, so how should I put it? It's hectic. It's like a workload for every one of us. But for me, this is why I call it a comfort zone for many of us. For me, it's like a routine. And when you're doing something you love to do the most, you don't want to leave that thing. So the moment that I left, I realized that then life really gets serious. Putting a roof over my family's head, nothing gives me more satisfaction in knowing that I'm over there working and I wake up every day and I know that my family has a roof over their head, knowing that they can eat whatsoever they want, anytime they want. They can drive any kind of car they want. I think these are the most important thing for me. I don't need to be super rich. I just need to be comfortable. And I'm grateful to God that I have it in abundance. Glory be to God. So for me, it's to pass this knowledge to the younger generation. And that's the main reason why I used to come here. I think life there is also you have to work, but it's more easier there. But this place you have to even grind even harder. If they're working there just in a year to achieve their dream, I think here you have to work at least 5, mostly 10 years to actualize your dream. So for there it's more easier. So that's why we always be a success, even here and over there, because I started here. I've seen the struggle, I've seen the shame and everything. So for me it's easy to cope there no matter the country I go to. I think this place shaped me to the kind of player that I am. You know, not just as a football player, but also like as a man. Because just like I said earlier, you have to earn whatsoever you're given here. you have to earn it, because absolutely nobody's gonna like come call you and say, take this, I give it to you for free. No one. So for me, all the struggle, the pain, and everything, and me, I'm the kind of person I don't like to lose. Like I really don't like to lose even when it comes to football, because after we play the game, you lose, you get mocked, like in a very jovial way and stuff. You get mocked. So for me, I don't like it. It's the reason why I have this mentality to always try to win. But of course, you cannot win everything. But I know that when you give your best and you do so well, and your teammate do so well, even if you lose, you're satisfied. Like you gave everything. But the game just be how it is. So this has been this place that I grew up. This street has been I should have the architect of Victor Osimhen. Yeah, 100%. Since I came into the under 17, since I started doing everything, they've been so supportive. All of them, from the first president that I met when I came there, Mr. Pinnick, down to the one that Mr. Gusau. All of them has been supportive. Every time they call me to encourage me, to congratulate me, even when I was injured and everything. So I think to have that kind of support from this kind of prominent people, I think you don't need even more motivation to know that when you come back from this injury, you have to keep on going. I'm not in the system. I'm just like, a football player. So I don't know the job, but I know it's a very hectic one, because they get criticized every time, which also for the football players. But my job is just to play football, to try to give, everything for my country. So this is the most important thing for me. Just like I used to say, it's greatness. No matter where I find myself, it's just greatness, because I am destined to do this. I'm destined to put the name of this place where I came from on the map. I'm glory be to God. I've been able to do it within my own capacity, and for me, I'm just looking forward to the future while living in the moment. So for me, it's not a I don't care. For me, I just live for the moment. I just try to do my thing and then see where it goes. I have no pressure, because just like I used to say, and I'll keep on saying, is this place has shaped me into the kind of person that I am. So no matter how it is, even in the biggest stage of all, I will never be pressurized. But of course, I have my teammates who also help me, in as much as I have a lot of support from so many Nigerians, home and abroad. I think knowing fully well that it's a privilege to put on the Super Eagles jersey. So for me, I try to give my all, to make sure that I give everything that I can. And even when I'm tired, I know that, yeah, I give my all alongside my teammates. So for me, it's just the passion. It's just the passion, because just like every other youngster, mine is no exception. I dream of playing in the Super Eagles, and now I'm doing it. Saw the likes of Igalo did what they had to do. Came, did amazing thing, achieved greatness there. So for me, it was important to try to emulate many of this legend that have played for the Super Eagles. So for me, I just want to keep on doing what I love to do for them, play with passion, play with all seriousness, and then pass it down to the next generation. Because to play for the Super Eagles is like your privilege, because there are billions of amazing talent in the country. So for you to be picked to play for your country, you have to put in all seriousness. Most definitely, most definitely. And I say it not with pride, not with ego, but I believe so much in this team. I believe so much in the coach, so much in the coaching staff, everyone, the football federation also. I think it's not going to be easy. Just like I used to say, no team is easy, of course. But I think we will give everything, and at the end of the day, we stand a chance to qualify, because we have to be there. It's a must to be there, but we still have a long road to go, and the next two games is really important. So we have to give everything. The way I live my life has been some sort of discipline, even the ones that I took from my parents, the ones that I took from the elders on the street, the ones that I took also from the lessons of others. I think right now I've become a role model to a lot of these youngsters. And one thing I would say is not to really follow all my footsteps. They have to create their own path. Just take some kind of positive things from me, from my story and everything. Because the people that I also look up to, I never want to emulate them. I just want to take up from the quality that I feel like I can add to mine and achieve greatness with it. And I have to be honest, I'm thankful for these people that they existed, that they were there while I was trying to build a career for myself. So for me, it's really a great privilege. So I have to say, I wouldn't back 8 years ago, 10 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, or 12 years ago, if someone would have walked up to me on the street and said, "You're going to inspire a lot of youngsters," I would have doubted, to be honest. But to be able to see that everywhere I go to, this kid come to me and say so many nice words to me, these are the things that actually, one of the few things that actually fuel me to make sure that I continue to achieve greatness while inspiring all of them to also achieve even more. Based on greatness, based on the fact that where I came from, I actually made it out of the trenches in the place where there is so many shame, agony, tears, sweat, and blood. I think for me, I don't really know the right word to put in, but I think I will remember for good things. Obviously, I will inspire a lot of them, and then don't forget I will trigger some. Why I said that because why since I became a pro and I went to the under 17, a lot of people have given me the time frame for me to just fade away. You know, that's one of the reasons why I get so many agendas about my name and everything like that, because they're giving me the time frame, and I have surpassed this time frame. I went on to achieve so many things that they couldn't believe that I can attain. So for me, it's beautiful to see that I was able to achieve this thing through the help of God and through the support of so many people, the ones that I know, the ones that I don't know, the ones that are putting in my prayers. I'm really grateful to them, knowing fully well that in this football, you have to be consistent. Even though you have some certain kind of setback, you have to quickly pick yourself up. So for me, I have this rule in my head. I feel like whenever you're working so hard, you need to have a time to enjoy yourself. You need to have time to enjoy with your family. You need to have time to enjoy with your friends, with the people that are supporting you. You just need to be you. I think for me, the only thing that actually changed in me is the clothes that I wear, is the life that I'm living now, because I'm still that Victor. A lot of them know, and you can see that I also get familiar with so many of them because I know them. So for me, nothing really changes. It's just the star, just the stardom that I've attained, and so level of respect that I've earned in the society, and of course, I think that's for me. That's just a little thing. Absolutely, I was supporting the club while growing up, but I cannot, since I became a pro, I cannot, say it on camera. But for me, there are so many big clubs, that I admire, but I know one day I'm gonna be there for sure, or soon enough. But for me, it doesn't really matter. Right now, first of all, I love Didi Drogba a lot. It's one of the few people that actually inspire me. You know, it's the person that I actually try to emulate his kind of games, kind of scoring instinct. And then there are also a few strikers that I watch, like Zlatan, like Lewandowski, Suarez, many of these amazing, amazing, amazing strikers. So for me, I still watch them on YouTube during my quiet moment, or most of the time when I reminisce about my game, about life. I look at these people and I try to see how they do one or two things. So I think this has really helped me so far in my career too. Never give up. Never give up is the key word. Never give up, regardless of your situation. You have to have a direction of where you want to be. You don't have to let the circumstances that surround your situation to try to get to you, because mine is really that bad. Mine is that bad because at a very young age I have to work for almost everyone on the streets, you know. But I find pleasure in doing that, and I think I never give up. There are times where I being behind that place, as at that time it was still like not like this, was more bad than this. That I had tears in my eyes every time in my quiet moments. Most of the people here also, there are a few of them that actually, you know, buy me food or give me food or something like that. I spoke about the woman that was there. She has been an amazing person towards everybody in this house. So for me, it's just my situation gave me the feel that I don't like the life I'm living. I don't like the life my family is living. I have to do something. My elder brother was doing a lot for us. He was like the breadwinner. It was when he moved away from this place, he was coming here, he was giving us some stuff and everything. And I knew that he cannot do it alone. And me and the rest of my sisters do a lot of kind of job, some oranges, fruit. I go to sell pure water at the dump sites there and everything. So for me, it's where I grew up from that actually shaped me into the kind of person I am. At first, mostly if you're an African, you try to invest. 'Cause just like I said, the football is not it's not so long term. You play it for like 35 years or 40, aside from Ronaldo. So yeah, you have like 20, 25 years to play, barring injuries. So when you are earning, you have to spend wisely. But you have to spend also to enjoy yourself because you work hard. You know, you have to help your family. You understand? Your own family, your blood, not the people that didn't believe in you when you started. Your own family, the one that supported you. And then just invest your money so that it can bring you more money and everything. So for me, it's one of the few lessons that I've also learned, and also my elder brother is there to also guide my footsteps, which is very important. So for me, life has been good. Absolutely nothing. I don't think I'm just me. I just like to be around these people. I just like to just stay close to them because for me, I feel like fame is boring. You know, sometimes you want to go outside, you cannot do a lot of things. Remember when I had my daughter and I want to take her somewhere and everything with my family when they came to visit us in Italy. I couldn't do much with my daughter on her first outing. I couldn't do much. Then I had to give her to my sister, and then I was just taking pictures, making videos and everything. Just like I said, fame is boring. And then when I'm always here, I try to come here, not just here, I just have to be around people so naturally. If I have my security and they are strapped, for me, I'm good. I can be among these people. For me, I don't care. This is my life. This is how I live. This is how I was born. So for me, it's just natural. There's nothing to really be surprised about. Guy, a lot. So many, but I haven't been to the Caribbean country. And of course, Jamaica and Japan. So these are the countries that I'm really keen to go. I don't know. Most of the time I get asked this question a lot, and then most of the time I feel like what works for you might not work for me. Do you understand? But I would just say few. First of all, you have to believe in God because I'm so big on God, and I say my prayers 3 times every day in my quiet moments. Most of the time, I just look up to the sky and I'm just thankful to God. And then you work so hard. You just have to work so hard. Regardless if you're a football player, you're an engineer, you're a doctor, you have to research. You have to see the people that are better than you to try to learn from what they're doing. And in the day, you just be generous. You just be generous. You see the people on the streets begging for alms, just give. There are blessings that comes, with these things. And I think these has been the things that have been helping me, of course, with the grace of God. But these are the things that have helped me a lot. But I hope with what I've said, the people looking up to me will also find their part and do the right thing so they can attract God's blessings.
And the last one, closer for us, closer.
Baby the camp. He was crying. He wanted to kill me. Like,
why were you crying?
Tension. Like, I cannot hold it at all. At least when I'm baby at the camp.
Is this your first game?
No.
Is that you usually
Man, it's my man.
Actually, that's the end of the game. That's test of joy. Test of joy. Yes, in the first I scored the winning goal. Yes. So I kind of took the joy. My junior brother.
Is this your first win for your team?
No. Synergy with NH my first winning. But this one is should be his first winning. This is my first winning. Our first synergy. I've never like this is my first finals also in synergy. First final ever. That's the record.